The airport was unusually quiet for a Friday evening, the kind of calm that felt heavy rather than peaceful. Daniel Cross, CEO of one of the largest tech firms in the country, sat alone near Gate 27, staring at the departure board without really seeing it. His private jet was grounded due to weather, his meetings were canceled, and for the first time in years, no assistant hovered nearby to fix things for him. He rubbed his temples, exhaustion settling deep into his bones. Success had given him everything: money, power, respect, but stripped him of warmth. No family waiting at home, no one texting to ask where he was, just silence. That's when a small voice cut through the hum of the terminal. "Are you lost too, mister?" Daniel blinked and looked down. A little girl, no more than 7, stood beside his seat. She wore a pink jacket slightly too big for her and clutched a stuffed rabbit with one ear missing. Her eyes were curious, not afraid. "I don't think so," Daniel replied, surprised by his own hesitation. "Why do you ask?" She pointed to the board. "You've been looking at that screen for a long time. My mom says people do that when they don't know where they're going." Daniel almost smiled. Almost. "And you?" he asked gently. "Are you lost?" She shook her head. "No, I'm waiting. But waiting feels the same as being lost sometimes." Before he could respond, an announcement echoed through the terminal. Flight 482 to Denver delayed indefinitely. The girl sighed dramatically. "That's ours." Daniel nodded. "Mine too." She climbed onto the seat beside him without asking permission, swinging her legs. "I'm Emma. What's your name?" "Daniel," he said, then added, unsure why he felt the need to explain. "I run a company." "Oh," Emma said, unimpressed. "My mom runs our house, that's harder." That made him laugh. A real laugh, the kind he hadn't felt in years. A few nearby travelers glanced over, surprised to see the stern businessman smiling. Emma leaned closer, lowering her voice as if sharing a secret. "You look sad, Mr. Daniel." He opened his mouth to deny it, but stopped. No one ever noticed. No one ever asked. "My mom says when grown-ups are sad, they forget how to talk about it," she continued. "So they just sit." Daniel swallowed. "And what do you do when you're sad?" he asked. Emma held up her stuffed rabbit. "I talk even if no one answers." Daniel looked at the empty seat across from them, and for the first time it didn't feel quite so empty. To be continued. The little girl's question echoed in Daniel Cross's mind as they walked side by side through the crowded airport terminal. "Are you lost too, mister?" He wasn't lost in the physical sense. His private jet waited just beyond the glass walls. But inside, her words had struck something painfully true. "My name's Lily," the girl said cheerfully, skipping a step ahead of him. She clutched a small pink backpack that looked almost as worn as her sneakers. "I'm waiting for my mom. She went to talk to someone at the desk, but it's taking forever." Daniel nodded, unsure why he hadn't already walked away. He was used to people wanting something from him, money, favors, influence. Yet Lily wanted nothing. She just talked, as if he were any ordinary man passing time in an airport. "My dad used to travel a lot too," Lily added casually. "He said airports are places where people leave, and where miracles sometimes come back." Daniel stopped walking. "Your dad?" he asked carefully. She shrugged. "He didn't come back." The noise of the terminal faded for a moment. Daniel swallowed hard. His own daughter's face flashed in his mind. The same age Lily was now when he'd last seen her. Different eyes, different hair, but the same innocent openness. "You shouldn't talk to strangers," he said softly. Lily smiled up at him. "You don't feel like a stranger." Before he could respond, a woman rushed toward them, panic written all over her face. "Lily!" she cried, pulling the girl into a tight hug. "I told you not to wander." "I didn't wander," Lily said proudly. "I made a friend." The woman looked up, ready to scold, then froze when she recognized him. Her eyes widened, not with excitement but with fear. "I'm so sorry," she said quickly. "I didn't realize who you were. She didn't bother you, did she?" Daniel shook his head. "No, she helped me more than she knows." The woman hesitated. "Helped you? How?" Daniel glanced down at Lily, who was busy adjusting her backpack straps. "She reminded me that being lost isn't always about directions." A loudspeaker announced a final boarding call for Daniel's flight. His assistant appeared in the distance, signaling urgently. Daniel turned back to Lily. Are you traveling far? She nodded. Christmas with Grandma. Mom says new places can feel less lonely when you're brave. Daniel reached into his coat, then paused. For once, he didn't want to hand over money. Instead, he crouched down and met Lily's eyes. Thank you, he said quietly. You found someone today who didn't even know he was missing. Lily grinned. See? I told you miracles come back. Daniel watched them disappear into the crowd, knowing his life would never feel quite the same again. As the millionaire father knelt beside his daughter, he carefully examined her hand, noticing a small bruise forming on her palm. His heart ached at the sight of her pain. He gently asked her how it happened, and she explained that she had accidentally bumped it while playing. The father's concern deepened, and he quickly decided to take her to see a doctor, just to be sure everything was fine. As they prepared to leave, he noticed the worried look on her face and gently reassured her that everything would be okay. On the way to the doctor, the father reflected on how precious these moments were, and how deeply he cared for his daughter. It was in these small, everyday moments that the bond between them grew stronger. When they finally reached the clinic, the doctor examined her hand thoroughly and confirmed it was just a minor bruise, nothing serious. The relief on both of their faces was palpable. As they left the clinic, the father hugged his daughter tightly and promised that no matter what happened, he would always be there for her. In that simple, heartfelt exchange, the father realized that it wasn't just about the physical pain, but the emotional connection and trust they shared. And it was in these moments that true healing began.